Don't let anyone tell you that you need this perfume, because I'm so tired of influencers being like, you need this, go out and buy this right now. This is the best vanilla gourmand, or whatever the case may be. Trust me, you don't actually need it. And that's coming from someone who got really into this mindset of overconsumption and buying all the things. So we are going to go in and discover which dupes actually smell better than the original. I'm going to pick up my perfume tray. Well, it's not really my tray, but oh my gosh, that's heavy. Oh, all right. So I have a lot to compare, and we're gonna blind smell, and I'm gonna tell you which one I actually like better blindly without actually knowing which one's which. I'm kind of curious about this because I find sometimes people either really like the original or really like the dupe, but they know which one's which. And so sometimes for me, I'm curious to know if that's coming in like to the picture at all. I am very excited. Also, I just did my nails. Aren't they cute? Okay, I'm excited about them. Calm down. Perfumes like Mango Skin, Oriana, Labo, another 13, to compare to some dupes of them, and we're gonna just blind smell them and see which one I like better. So let's start with Oriana. So I have Oriana and Angaam Gold by Lattafa, and I'm gonna try to spray them on the same side, and then I'll mix them up and smell them. Also, I'm a big try before you buy type of person. So I have a decant of Oriana. I got this off Fragrance Net. 2 sprays of that, trying not to smell it. And then that is hard not to smell. That atomizer on the Angaam Gold, I can tell you right now, is better. But that doesn't mean anything because the one is a decant, so. All right, I'm gonna mix them up. And I sprayed them both on the same ends of the paper so that when I mix them up, I honestly have no idea which one's which. Let's smell this one first, the one on my right hand. This one's a little softer, or I don't know if it's softer than the other one, but this one's nice and soft. It's really well blended. Ooh, this one's sweeter. This one's for sure sweeter. Brighter. I feel like I really get the cotton candy in this. I kind of like this one better. Let's see. Oh my gosh, that's Angaam. The one in my right hand was Angaam. It's just a little sweeter, more almost marshmallowy. That's interesting. Oh, oh, that was rough. That's interesting. I wouldn't have thought that I liked Angaam better. My friend once told me that she felt like Oriana smelled like children's toothpaste, and I have always remembered that because it was so funny. Oh, that is so good. This one just is sweeter. And I'm gonna have all of the notes listed up in one of the corners so you guys can compare them side by side. Super interesting. If you want a more subtle, soft version, I would go with Oriana. If you want a sweeter, almost more marshmallow, orange blossom forward fragrance, I would go with Angaam Gold. But interestingly enough, oh, I almost dropped that. I like Angaam better. All right, these next two are a really, really recent discovery of mine. I have here Princess by Killian and No Prince Required by Finery. I love these both, but we're gonna see which one I actually like better. And again, I'm going to spray one end, mix them up. This one is just honestly, the reason I love this so much, it is so nice and soft, especially for being a marshmallow perfume. It is just this perfect matcha type fragrance. So in my right hand, I'm gonna smell that one first again. Oh my gosh, that's so good. I really get the matcha. That actually makes me think that this one might be by Princess. This one smells a little bit more florally to me. You know, I like this one better. Oh my gosh, I was right. This one is Princess. I get more of that matcha sweetness from this one versus this one. It's just a little bit more floral. They both smell good and I like them both, but I will say, I assumed this one was Princess because of the matcha forwardness that you really get on initial spray. This one I believe has a flower instead of matcha. Still really pretty and I really like it, but it's not exact. It's really pretty though. Yeah, I like this one better. Wow, I am already getting a headache of all those fragrances. I am a little bit sensitive to fragrance just because I actually lost my sense of smell for years. And so I kind of became really obsessed with fragrances because when I got my smell back, I could smell my laundry detergent, I could smell the good and the bad again, and so it was really exciting. So I went a little crazy, but we're gonna take a look at, and I will say I had to have surgery and I have a really severe dust allergy, I found out later on, so that's why I can smell again. I have many air purifiers, I take so much allergy medication, but you get to know more about me, okay? So it wouldn't be a comparison video if I didn't talk about Eclair by Lattafa and Bianco Latte. I love this fragrance. I love it. So we're gonna see which one I like better. I know everybody's obsessed with this bottle. I think it just looks tacky. That's a personal preference, and it tarnishes really easily. Do you see that? Anyways, regardless, which it kind of sucks because some of these I'm very familiar with the scent of. So some of these I'm like, I kind of wonder if I'll be able to guess which one's which. Let's mix these up. I'll turn this around so you can see them. I swear I don't actually know which one's which, although that probably made it sound like I do. So who knows? Oh my gosh. Let's see. I'm pretty sure this one's Bianco Latte, and I do like this one better. This one is just so smooth. This one is like fine, it's softer, it's just okay, but this, oh my gosh. Yeah, that was Bianco Latte. Unfortunately, some of these I'm really familiar with. So even though it's like a blind smell, I know the DNA of Bianco Latte. This one is just, Eclair is not quite as smooth. It just isn't. I knew immediately because of the way it smells. I will say Bianco Latte is better. Eclair is good. It's not a bad dupe at all. I don't think it's as good though. This wouldn't be a comparison video if I didn't compare the Wedding Silk Santal to Caher Felicity. This one I don't think I'll actually be able to tell which one's which because I'm not quite as familiar with this DNA as I am with some of the others. So let's see. The atomizers on these Paris corners, so good, in case you were curious. Okay, mixy. Oh, I'm getting a whiff. That is nice. This one is a little bit more screechy, I would say. Although, I kind of like the dry down of this one better. It's like starting to dry down. It's just, this one I don't feel like is quite as headache inducing. Yeah, I like this one better. That's Felicity. Okay. On initial spray, I don't feel like Felicity was as good, but as it started to settle a little bit, I liked it more. Interesting. That's interesting. It's been interesting to notice how there are some that, first of all, I've been really able to tell which one's which, and there's some that I truly do like the dupes better. It's just nice. All right, would you look at that? I like Caher better. This one is another Kayali fragrance. Not gonna lie, I don't like either of them. I don't like Yum Pistachio Gelato, period. I think it's disgusting. I think it smells like soap in a bad way. So take that with a grain of salt. I already know that I don't like either of these, but we're gonna see which one I like a little bit more. Which one sucks less, I guess. Oh, I didn't say this, but this one is Affection by Lattafa next to Yum Pistachio Gelato. All right, let's see. I'm like trying to hold my breath as I spray these so I don't like accidentally catch a whiff and cheat. Let's mix these up. Like I said, I don't expect much from either of these because I don't like this scent profile. Okay, that's not, I do feel like I'm getting the pistachio a little bit more. Maybe this perfume just needed to macerate a little bit. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I like this one better. Oh my gosh. I like the Yum Pistachio Gelato one better, which is funny because Affection smells a little bit sweeter, but less nutty. Although this one does still smell more soapy. I would say these are not spot on of each other, but they're both, you know, these are comparable. I still don't like this DNA. I don't think that that's going to change. So look at that. Yum Pistachio, I think, in my personal opinion, is better. But I will say I might not be the best judge of this because, like I said, not my favorite scent profile. I love Pistachio, but this just isn't my thing. This is kind of fun. I didn't expect to like this so much. Drop down in the comments below the perfumes that you find comparable to each other and which ones you like better, because I'm actually kind of surprised by a few of my picks. I wouldn't have thought that I would like Angaam Gold better than Lattafa, and I wouldn't have thought that I would like Yum Pistachio Gelato over the dupe. So, I mean, or the schmoop. So, maybe I just don't know. Also, if you enjoy videos about beauty, fragrance, character looks, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. This next is one of the very first this is one of the very first big bottles of fragrance that I ever bought, and so it kind of has a special place in my heart. This is Burbury Her Elixir. I actually have two inspired by fragrances. The first one is Miimic number 3, and the other one is the one that people always talk about, and that is Now by Lattafa. I think it's Lattafa. The cap just came off. I'm having a day. Well, let's go ahead and spray these and see which one's best. I will say, I don't like this DNA as much as I used to, but this used to be like, oh my gosh, this sprayer is, that's not a very good atomizer. We'll just say that. So already I'm kind of annoyed with that one, but that doesn't mean that it doesn't smell good. So last but not least, I will say, I think the atomizer is broken on this too, which has made it a little bit harder to use. Ah, come out, please. Well, that's just spitting. Okay, well, that's gonna have to be good enough. We're gonna go ahead and mix these bad boys up. This one will be way easier to mix up because there's 3 of them. I can smell that. Oh my gosh, you have no idea how hard this is to smell blindly. I'm gonna set that one down and then I'll hold these 2 in my hand. You know what? This one smells really, really muted. Actually, I don't like that one. I'm gonna pick up the one that was sitting here really quick. This one is definitely the strongest. I don't know why I keep doing that. You know, I like this one better. The one that I set down, I like that one the least. I think that it smelled almost watery. I feel like this one is a little bit smoother. I get a little bit more of the fruity notes, which is what I really, really like about Burbury Her Elixir in the first place. This one's stronger, but not necessarily in a good way. Okay, let's see. Oh my gosh. Okay. So Miimic is the one that I felt was a little bit watery. Now is the one that I said was stronger, but not in a good way. And then Burbury Her Elixir was my favorite, the one that I felt was a little bit more fruity. Interesting. Okay, so apparently I really like what I like. All right, you guys are gonna have to ignore my really bad handwriting because I know that that says another 13, but it's horrible. But I have here, this one's a little bit more niche, but I have another 13 by Labo, and then I have Oakcha Parallel, which they're supposed to be comparable to each other. This one should be really interesting because I can't say that I hate either one, but this is a decant that I recently, very, very recently picked up. So I don't actually know that much about either fragrance. It was just one that I kind of wanted to try because I've heard so many good things about it. And then I saw Oakcha had a dupe of it and I was like, all right, let's do this. But this is one that everybody is so obsessed with. So I don't know, we'll definitely see. Oh, that's really nice. It's like soft, a little woody. I want to say it's a little bit woody. That is nice. I don't like this one quite as much. It's stronger of a wood note and it's not as smooth. It's almost a little scratchy. I definitely like this one better. It's more airy. Oh my gosh, you guys. I like Parallel better. I don't think these smell similar at all. I think these are completely different from each other. That dries down like and goes away really fast. I like Parallel better. Who knew? I feel like that's happening a lot where I thought that I wouldn't like the dupe as much and I ended up liking it better, or I couldn't tell which one was which. It's really interesting to note. So I like Parallel better and they don't smell anything alike. So if you were buying this because you're looking for another 13 by Labo, they're not the same. They're not the same thing at all. I would say that this is way more woody and this is really scratchy in the opening. I feel like that scratchiness did go away slightly, but not comparable at all. Okay, don't hate me because this next one is another one that I don't really like either. Yeah, I don't really like either, but we have here, I have a decant of Burbury Goddess from Fragrance Net. Here, I'm trying to show you the name, but of Fragrance Net. And then I have Angaam by Lattafa. Now, everybody kept saying how Angaam was so good, and I shouldn't have listened because I don't love a lavender note, period. And that's on me. I knew that going in, so that was a my mistake thing. Let's go do this thing. This one's a little bit sweeter. They are really similar. I would say this one's almost a little bit more soapy. I almost prefer this one because it doesn't have the soapiness to it. Yeah, I don't like that. I like this one better. This is Goddess. All right, so I just don't like Angaam very much. I like this one a lot more than I like Angaam. I will say, like I said, Burbury Goddess is not a scent note that I would typically go for, but Angaam just smells a little bit more soapy in a way that I don't like, but it is a pretty bottle. All right, this next one is also a decant. I actually smelled the dupe before I smelled the original because I love the dupe so much that I actually bought a decant of the original. So here we have Dossier's Fruity Nectar. And then we have Jo Malone's Nectar, Blossom, and Honey. You can see I have worn this a lot. And I actually don't normally like Jo Malone fragrances. So when I found out that this was inspired by a Jo Malone fragrance, I was really, really surprised. So let's take a look. I actually really do like Dossier fragrances in general. I have a few. And I have found that I have pretty good success with them. I'm really actually excited to compare these two. I've smelled them, but not quite side by side. Like I smelled one and, oh my gosh. And then I sometimes I'll go and smell the other. Oh my gosh. This one is very, very green. I'm gonna say that this is probably Jo Malone because that really, really green, slightly less honey is coming through in the top. I think this one's Jo Malone. Oh my gosh, yeah, this is Dossier. This one just has more honey, less green. You know what's interesting? I actually really like them both for different reasons. Like the greenness of this I could get into, although I will say it's not my normal scent profile. So I'm probably gonna have to go with this one, but it is very honey forward. So if you don't like that, if you like how green this one is, keep that in mind. This was Jo Malone. Like I said, way more green forward. It's good, but there's a reason I like this one a little bit more. All right, so another win for the dupe category. They're both nice. I just don't go for, I don't want to smell like a sophisticated tomato leaf. I want to smell fruity and floral. That's my vibe, always. So I like this one better. I will say I have obviously worn this one a lot, so it was really easy for me to tell which one was which there. All right, this next one, I also have three that are supposed to be similar and have often been compared to each other. So the perfumes I have to compare are Mango Mood by Fleur, Mango Splash by Latte or Aura. I can't actually tell. And these two are often compared to Mango Skin by Vilhelm. I will say, again, I have a decant of this one, but let's go. I actually really do like the smell of Mango Skin. It's just so expensive, so I don't know. We'll see when that actually happens, or if that actually happens, because I am a recovering shopaholic. All right, Aura. Is this Aura or is this Mango Splash? I don't actually know. I wrote down Aura on my paper, but I'm getting a lot of fruity florals, which I love. Let's mix these bad boys up. 3 is kind of fun because, oh my gosh, that's fantastic. This one is very much like, a shampoo-y type fragrance. You know how people say like it smells kind of like shampoo? I would say this one does. Oh, I like that one even more. It feels a less synthetic. Yeah, this one's really shampoo-y too. I almost like these two the best. Let's see. I like this one the best, but this one would be probably in second place. Oh, this one's Fleur. I like the Fleur one the best, which kind of sucks because that one's a body spray. Aura next. So I disliked Vilhelm the most, which is good because it's so expensive. That's why I haven't bought it. Love that for me. So if you like mango skin, try out Mango Mood by Fleur and Aura. I liked this one the best because I felt like it was the least shampoo-y. It had this like sweetness and softness that the other two didn't have actually. Fantastic. This next one will be really interesting because I never smelled either of these side by side. Again, I have a decant because expensive, but this is Angel Share by Killian. And then I have Camera, which I've heard is basically a spot on dupe. I will say, I have smelled Angel Share in store and I love it. And I recently got, like a couple of weeks ago, I got Camera and I don't like it as much, but we'll have to see side by side because some of these have surprised me. I have to say I have a massive headache right now, so I must really enjoy scents to spray these over and over and torture myself. This bottle is really pretty though, I will say. Honestly though, I feel like Arabian fragrance houses do tend to rock the bottles. Like, yeah, I like this one better. It's smoother and less. There's something in the base notes of this one that I'm pretty sure this is Camera. There's just something in the base notes of this one that I don't love. But this one, it's like a little bit sweet. It's a little bit boozy. And this one, I feel like those base notes kind of ruin it for me. Yeah, that's Camera. So, unfortunately, I still don't like the dupe better. I really wish I did though, because Camera is so much more affordable. They're just very different from each other. I am going to pop the notes up, but there's something almost, there's a note in this that I do not like. Versus this is just a little bit sweeter, not in like a feminine way. I think Angel Share is truly a unisex fragrance. There's just something sweeter in this one that I really, really enjoy. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me because I've smelled Angel Share multiple times in Sephora and every time I'm like, I love that. And then I go home and smell this and I'm like, no, it just doesn't, it's not the same. This one doesn't smell bad. I just don't think it smells good either. All right, this next one is another Kayali inspiration. So we have Badi Al Oud Sublime by Latafa, and we have Eden Juicy Apple. I will say, I think that these both smell good, but I never quite want to smell just like apple. I would rather this be paired with something. And again, I think they smell good. They're just not what I don't want to smell like a true juicy apple. That's not what I want. So I don't really get a lot of use out of either of these. Again, not because I don't like them. I feel like they would go good with like Camera or Camera Kawa or something, but I just haven't gotten there. There's like something in here, some sort of spice that I'm really liking. Although I do feel like it's turning a little shampoo-y. Oh, this one is definitely more true apple. This one's just a little bit more spicy. This one's a little bit truer, like fresh, sweet apple. I like this one better. Not that there's anything wrong with this one, but I think I like this one better. And of course, that one is the Kayali. When I say I like fruity florals, I apparently mean it because candy apple's the winner there. Yeah, that makes sense to me because I don't reach for this one as much, but I never really put together that it was the spiciness because I do love fruity fragrances. All right, let's do one that I'm obsessed with. I actually just recently bought the big bottle of this one because I love it so, so much. We have Eden Sparkling Lychee. Like I said, I just bought the big version. And then we have the Inspired Kaher Fusion. And there's also a dent in this one. I just really, really love this scent profile, and anything that I can do to expand the longevity of it, I'm gonna do it. I have an obsession. This is actually my favorite Kayali fragrance, period. So there's that. I feel like no one's favorite is the Sparkling Lychee, but I just love it. I don't know. This one's probably going to be a toss-up. We'll see. This is just a fragrance profile that I go for. Just in general, like this like fruity, sweet, a little bit flory. That's my jam. I know everybody's obsessed with like the super, super sweet, want to smell like a cupcake. Yeah, sometimes, but you know what I get from this every single time I smell it? This smells like Fruit Stripes gum. Just the zebra Fruit Stripes gum. Oh my gosh, I love this one more. This one's nice, but I feel like it's not quite as sparkling in the opening. This one has a little bit of that almost shampoo-y, but not quite leaning that way. But the sparkling is there. This one is a little bit more... Oh, I like Fusion better. So maybe I shouldn't have bought in the full size. Oh, but it is so Fruit Stripes. I love it so much. I apparently like Fusion better, although I already have a big bottle of the other one. So, you know, what are you gonna do? I'm still gonna use both. All right, so last but not least, we have one last Kayali. We have Vanilla Candy Rock Sugar and Caher Confection by Paris Corner. Now, I will say, I don't have anything against either of these fragrances, but again, I think that I just like something a little bit more fruity than this. So let's go. It's a good thing I haven't dropped any of these perfumes. I keep thinking I'm going to, and it's making me really, really nervous because I might cry for many reasons if one of my perfumes broke. It's just sickeningly sweet. Sickeningly sweet. I would say these are actually really close to each other. This one, I keep on using the word shampoo-y, but that's the only way to describe it. This one is a little bit less shampoo-y, but it's sweeter in a way that I don't like. I like this one better. Yeah, this one's Vanilla Candy Rock Sugar. So Confection is sweeter in a way I don't like, even though Vanilla Candy Rock Sugar has a little bit more of that shampoo note, but it's more balanced, I feel. So there you have it. Those are my blind ranking of perfumes, you know, comparing them side by side and just to see what I like better. I am now going to go take some Tylenol because my head is killing me. My nose isn't used to smelling this much. It gets sensitive. All right, I'm gonna stop acting like a weirdo. Thanks for watching. Please drop your favorite dupes and originals in the comments down below. Thanks for watching. Bye.